Pew 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 pew. Right there, baby boys, baby girls. Right there. Pew 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 pew. Brr. Zap 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 zap. Lasers, baby. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So-So production. We're doing it on Friday, February the 20th. What is it? Friday the 10th, February 2023. That's right. That's right. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're safe and sound wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet. Are you here in Toronto? Are you here in Ontario, Canada? Are you out there in Vancouver, somewhere in between, doing it up? Are you in the Northwest Territories? Are you in the Yukon? Man, it must be cold up there. Freezing. But nothing. You know what keeps you warm? Body heat. If you're in Yukon and checking out you don't need advice from me, but body heat. Get naked and get in a, start swinging, baby, and we'll get right into that as well. Yeah, maybe have a swinging fest. You a swinging man or lady up there in the Yukon? I think you should be. It would make sense if anybody's like, I'm not for or against, any sort of relations. I'm just saying, power in numbers, keep the, breathe on each other, like rub each other's backs, scratch each other's, everywhere. And it's like hug, real time, because I'm assuming it's really cold. Get in an igloo or an igloo. You know what I'm talking about. But if you're in, if you're just in anywhere else in the world, whether you're in America and in the US, anywhere in the US, welcome back to the show. It's Friday. Further down south, of course, Mexico. To my Mexicans, to my chicas and chicos. Yeah, baby. You know what it is. What's up, South America? Everybody out there in Africa, the motherland, our motherland, my motherland, it's our motherland. It's everyone's motherland. It's my land. It's not my land. Enough taken from, Africa. I'm not like, I'm not there like, it's like, but it's everyone's motherland. What have we been talking about? Europe, Asia, Middle East, cradle of civilization. Then what's up with the motherland being in Africa? Different types of, who knows? We'll get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna have some fun. Whether maybe you're in Australia. You know what I'm talking about, you outlaws, you sons and daughters of bitches out there, your great-great-grand, your parents and your relatives, your heritage, you're a bunch of bandits. I like that. And one day, I've not been to Australia, I'll visit, and we can ride a kangaroo, mate. Fucking, I'll climb in that little pouch, dude. Give me the slime. Do you gotta lube up before you go in? You guys know better. I'll go with Australian Sherpa on a nice koala hunt whilst riding our kangaroos, mate. Put a shrimp on the barbie, eh? Right there, do it. And maybe you're in New Zealand. Maybe you're in Papua New Guinea. Maybe you're a tribesman and tribeswoman who has recently got access to 5G, and life is crazy out there, ain't it? I could I support the, grass skirts. I support spears and spear fishing. I support fish who spear hunt humans. Sirens who use spears to hunt fishermen and fisherwomen or seamen and women. I support it all. So wherever you are, thank you. If you've been with me for some time now, thank you. We're growing little by little, like a little fungus, like the fungi that we are. And if you're joining us today, it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? Where can you get your armpits tickled? Where can you feel a little breeze up your shorts? Right here, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Glad you made it. On Instagram, follow me there if you're like, check it out, try it out. I'll wait for you right here. Nice. And then subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. And then you're like, man, I'd like to fiscally get involved. Jeez Louise, you guys are steps ahead, but fine. If you're twisting my arm, gun to my head, katana to my nutsack, as per usual, you can go to patreon.com/RobSadrian. That's where you can support the show fiscally so that you can see it right before your eyes, growing bigger, faster, stronger with extra veins. Oh yeah, juicy, oozing with growth. Some say wrong, growth hormones. We're not, baby. It's all natty up in this bitch. But it's Friday, man. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna keep it loose as a goose. The weather's been looking nice. Not gonna lie, man. We had a couple of days in the past, maybe 10 days, 10, 12, a week or so ago. Maybe we had days that were Friday, Saturday, last Friday, Saturday. It was really cold. It was like minus 20, 25, 30 with the wind chill up in this bitch, and it was really cold. So now I'm glad to see it back down to something a little bit more tolerable, a little bit more nice on the old body, on the bod. It's easier when you're going out there. You're not losing a nip. When you're not coming home missing a labia just because it was freezing outside, you know, and friction and just sheer coldness. I lost a labia back in '94 myself, still looking for it. Put up signs and everything on milk cartons. It was milk bags. We don't have milk, like we do have milk cartons too, but I made sure mine was placed on milk bags just because of the curvature of the bag and it being a little bit more fluid in terms of movement. It gave my labia a more realistic look so that because if you just see it on like, if it's like 2D printed on a flat surface, you're like, what is that, a labia? Or like it could just be anything. Or like, are they advertising for like chopped liver on the milk box? That's a common mistake. And I'm like, I don't want people like coming with chopped liver and onions and be like, here, we found your missing chopped liver and onions. I'm like, no, sir, I'm missing a labia is what I would tell them. Back in '94, of course, I'm used to it now. Did I lose a little bit of balance? Sure, it's no different than taking off the whiskers off a cat or something. You know, a few months, years had to go by before I got my balance back. But nonetheless, we're doing it, man. It is crazy times. It's wild times. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm super happy and just, you know, I'm feeling good. Feeling good, ladies and gents. I've been talking to this chick online, this female lady. And it's, you know, we might together go out on a date Friday evening, which is tonight evening, or maybe perhaps tomorrow evening. I don't know. It might happen still. It might not happen. It's very like, we're like touch and go. And that's how I like to keep it. I hope that's how she likes to. We'll see. Hopefully I'll get lucky. Hopefully she'll get lucky. I did shift my nutsack this morning just to be prepared because you never know. I could have like, you know, maybe you're like, man, that's presumptuous of you. We've already laid down some groundworks. It's not presumptuous of me. And like, you know, what would you rather, me not shave and be like, oh, now it's like going down and it's like, oh, hairy nuts, right? You know, who wants that? Nothing wrong with it. I myself, you know, I like to, if I'm like, gotta be presentable at least, you know what I mean? Did a nice, it's not like, you know, I didn't do like, you know, anything cray-cray. I'm not talking like a full Brazilian or anything like that. Never had any of those at a Brazilian wax boutique. I've never had any of that. But I'm just saying, man, I trimmed up and I'm looking forward to it if it happens. And if it doesn't, so be it. And even if we go out and just have a drink and just chit chat and shoot the shit and have some fun, that'll be dope too, just to see another person in real life sees. But that's where I'm at, so I'm feeling good about that, whether or not it happens or not. I'm just feeling all right. I hope you guys are feeling all right. I hope you guys are feeling well wherever you are, treating yourselves to amazing little adventures here and there and chasing dreams, chasing aspirations, going after it. Man, oh man. Delighted to be amongst you guys and gals is all I'm trying to say. Wherever you are, we're going to have some fun, man. Ladies and gents, some things that are, you know, it's a mixed bag today. I don't know what will get covered, what will not get covered. We'll see. But one thing that I know I've been watching as of late, some of you guys and gals out there might have seen it as well. I started watching maybe 10 days ago, a week or two ago when I was feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm talking about the Physical 100. Beautiful Koreans. Man, Koreans they're up there, man. They're doing things. These Koreans, you guys, you know, hats off, hats on to my Koreans, my beautiful Koreans. What have they given us? Korea's given us K-pop, the likes of K-pop, beautiful, you know, now the Physical 100. They gave us what was that competition? They did another competition similar to not the Hunger Games, that's a whole nother thing of its own, not Korean. Not that they were like, I'm sure they might have had I don't remember if there were any Koreans in Hunger Games. Maybe there were. Maybe not on screen, maybe off screen. Somebody was involved. I'm sure of it. But nonetheless, what was the other guy? I forget the one with the whole like you got a team effort thingy with the money involvement and the beautiful Koreans. You guys know it's just skipping my mind right now. It's oh man, come on, it's got to come to me. I cannot. Right there, can't remember the name of the. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was a thing. It was a whole thing. But now it's the physical 100, which is like a bunch of Koreans. It was. I'm not gonna lie. Am I a little bit bummed out because it was originally my idea? Did I go to Netflix and be like, we should do a physical 100? I wanted to say top physical 100, and they dropped the top and just took the physical 100. And I'm like, I want to create it. I want to compete in it as a bona fide, real 10 out of 10 Korean. I'd like to participate and build and help just be a part of it, really. And I was gonna mix it up, man. Everybody's like, no way were you ever involved in that. How do you know? I pitched it a little bit different. I was going for like, I said we mix it up. We do it North Korea style. Physical 100 North Korea style. And then it was gonna be, to be honest with, it was gonna be, I had different ideas. One idea was to do it in North Korea, just like, because we've seen South Korea. What's up, South Korea? I see the K-pop. I see the beautiful men and women just like, oh my God, this is turning me on and off and on and off. Because I'm like, what is it, sports or just a beautiful bunch of people just, you know what it is. And I was feeling sick when I started watching, so I couldn't move or do anything. I was just like, oh, I want to be touch and go. I want to get down and dirty. I want to compete. When I was feeling sick, of course, when I came to my senses afterward, I'm like, no, I'm not into that shit. I'm not into that. The only person I compete with is myself, homie. That's what I does to myself. I compete. I'll get in a little tussle with myself. I'll grab the ball and put it in the corner and try to get it and get in my own way. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just protecting my ball. What are you doing? Oh, you're such a good wrestler. Put myself in a little pretzel. You don't know me, fam. But the point is, my idea was better. Maybe we'll see it. If you see North Korea top 100, that's my idea, dude. The only problem we had was, the contestants were obviously a little bit more frail, a little bit less nourished, if you will. And it was clear who was going to win. It was Kim. Kim was going to win. Kim was going to be the top. We had a whole thing. It was going to be great. He was going to be like, oh, man. At the end, he was going to just like ride a rocket, just looped up rocket riding Kim. Physical, after he beat the 99 other, less nourished, physical 100 North Koreans. And yeah, because like that's the thing. South Korea, you'll see like, oh, this guy's a firefighter. This guy's like an MMA fighter. This guy's like, a water fighter. This guy's like a carpet fighter. This guy's like, fighting with cutlery. This lady fights squirrels on her spare time whilst bodybuilding, fighting squirrels. Typical classic Korean, activities. Mine was a little bit different. I'm like, why don't we follow the physical 100 top bottom physical 100 North Korea, and like this lady works in a labor camp, physically fit, barely hanging on, but nonetheless it's physical. And we had all sorts of different like settings. Oh, really intense, like, oh, what are these Uyghurs up to up in this bitch right here? Just like, what's up? It's crazy. Just mixing it up. Maybe I had different ideas. It didn't like fine. They took it and like, it's a misrepresentation of what the show was really supposed to be, but I'm just glad to see people getting their shine on, getting shiny. And I'll man, as a Korean, as a bona fide Korean, next year I might just compete. We'll see how it goes, man. But that's just, things I don't know what it is. There is a little bit of like something in society is happening where like little by little you see people like trying to come up with new ways of competition, of earning a buck. You'll see different competitions coming along as well, not just the physical 100. There's been some talk. It's now come into fruition, and it's happening. I'm talking about Dana White's slap fight, power slap comp. I forget what it's called. Some now like it's got to do with slapping. So that's another thing, and like that's what, man, society's like, we are trying to innovate. We're in that innovation stage. I like it. I mean, personally, I wouldn't like get involved. Man, slap fighting, that is intense. That is intense. I've seen it. I've seen a few vids. It scares these for days, and you know, how much would it take you guys and gals? Would you do it out there? To just stand in front of somebody and like, you know, have them wind up and just let it go right in your face space? How much would it take? Because some people out there say everything's got a money, no, everything's got a price, money tag, everything's got a price. Is it negotiable? Is it? How much would it take, man? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think I would. Oh man, that's the thing. Because like honestly, the head is so sensitive. People like underestimate how sensitive we are as creatures. We're these delicate little fucking, like, we're made up of like, you know, mostly mush and like pudgy and just like squishy and like softness, covered in a little like vulnerable shell of a skin slash bone structure. It's a thing, man. Like, so I just like, I'm just like wonder how much is it really worth it, is what I'm wondering to myself. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. I like, let's say you got, I don't even know how much they get paid, but let's say it's in the millions. And if it's not in the millions, good Lord, what are you guys doing? But then again, I don't know. I don't know the pay structure of it. I have heard of it. Again, I'm not an expert. I have heard of like MMA fighters talking about pay structure, and I don't know anything about that sort of like, do you get enough money? Do you not get it? How does it, I don't know. I honestly, so like slap fighting is a new thing. And I'm like, how much would it take for it to be worth it for you? Because man, you know, with age, you're like, you know, with age, little by little, you lose brain cells, you get a little bit slower with just like life and like everything. You might, you know, it's by the time you're in your like 20s, 30s, 40s, everything is, you gotta like hold, that thing is, I want to hold on to as many brain cells and like, I want to be able to function as long as I can. I don't want to be, you know, drooling when I'm like 45, millionaire like the champion slapper, but drooling really hard. Just a bucket of drool and like, oh, not able to communicate with my loved ones. I don't have too many, but like down the line, I'd imagine, you know, loved ones, a lot, you know, like maybe 10, 15, 25 babies. That's right. Daddy doesn't do it. When he does something, when I does something, I go full in it. 25 kids, that's right. Every kid will get a backup kid. That's right. Twinsies, you know, 12 twinsies. Let's go. But the point is, how much would it take? I don't think there's a price realistically, because I don't know. One slap could really set you back, man. I'm just saying, you never know. But like, more info coming out on like CTE. This is like, you're just like, let's see like how quick we can cause CTE. This is basically the competition. It's like, how fast can you, you know, give and take CTE? That's what it should be called, man. It should be just called CTE competition. That's ultimate CTE, you know, and just dudes like, just like fucking, you know, just, but like enough functionality to still be able to slap, but like fucking like drooled out. Brought to you by Gatorade. You know, or like, but then again, I don't know, because like we said the same thing. I didn't say it. Some said the same thing about the UFC when it was starting out. It was like, it was more brute. It was like, oh, it was like just, but now it's like technical. It's become an art. You see these people like going in, and by the way, UFC 284. Oh yeah, it's going down, baby. And we'll talk about that as well. But that's what it is. It evolved to this like art form, really. And it was an art form. The martial arts have been an art form forever, and I'm not in, like, by any stretch of the imagination, I'm not a martial artist. Martial fartist, this guy right here, all fucking like, you know, squatty lungey fart right there. Oh, once, right there, it's right there. What's up? I'll do it, but you know, I'll sneak in your cutlery cabinet or your drawer, and you slide that bad boy open. I'll get in there and I'll fart in your face, dude. You don't know me. I'm the farting ninja right here. You don't know where it's coming from, but the point is, you know, what would it take for you to just be like voluntarily sort of, yeah, it is voluntary. Nobody's like forcing you. You're going out there like, oh no, it's just basically try to like, again, give and take CTE real quick. It's just like, oh, let's exchange CTE, baby. Let's just fucking like, Let's see who can rattle the other person's brain the fastest, the strongest, the quickest. And, you walk away with maybe like, a bag of cash. It might even be fake cash. Would you even be able to detect if it's like if somebody stuffed a bag with a dollar sign and like Monopoly money and then you're just fucking like, you're out of it, dude. You're out of it and you're just like going into the bank trying to make a deposit with Monopolies. They're like, we don't accept these here. You just keep going to different banks. You don't stop to wonder, is there anything wrong with my money? Why? Because you've been slapping yourself and others straight up for like 24, 36, 80 hours. I don't know how long the competitions go for. You know what I mean? What if they glued your feet to the ground, super gorilla glue mixed with jizz and cement so you can't move your feet from the ground, and then you slap and see until someone falls over. You know what I mean? Just fucking like falls over. People do fall over, but have your feet planted to the ground again with like gorilla glue cement and semen. I don't know why. Because people like to see it. Blood, sweat, and just bodily fluids mixed with a little bit of like, like hard, intense stuff, materials. But yeah, man, I don't know if there's a price for me to ever like compete in anything like that. But here's what it is. There's it's entertaining. I'll watch a fella get slapped. I'll watch a lady get slapped. I'll watch ladies slap each other. I'll do it. I'll watch fellas slap each other. I'll watch it. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it, but like if it's a clip of something and I'm like, oh my god, let's see this guy with a heavy beard and the thick hands that look like feet. You know what I mean? These fellas and ladies come in there with the thickness, right? Right there. Jugular, right there. But then again, you don't know, in 10, 15, 20 years, is it gonna become this beautiful art of like, oh, you talk to this little baby who's just been slapping bears up in fucking Dagestan and like, the two hardest places on earth, Dagestan and Toronto. Some debate which is harder, Dagestani babies or Torontonian babies. Because like over there it's cold and like fucking rough, and it's like over here it's like colder and rougher. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe some baby from Toronto will just be like, oh, his technique or her technique is so, the way it's all in the hip, or it's like she's so fast at slapping, you don't even see her slap, dude. She'll just be like standing, and then boom, and it's right there. The gun goes out. The referee's like blowing the gun, and the blowhorn situation. Contestants ready, right there. How refs be, and then she does it. She goes for the slapperoo, but then we'd have to watch it in like extra slow motion because she's fucking like been just like right there, and our opponent doesn't even see it. It's just like, oh, I'm knocked out. What happened? She be slapping since she was in diapers, dude. Now she's a grown woman. She's now like this butch fucking like 35-year-old like fucking let's go. Right there. And that's like the big low key, what if like power slapping trumps everything at the end of it all? Like because like that's the thing with the MMAs, you're like fascinated. I'm fascinated. I'm always like, which one is it, who's the which body type with the which utensils or like which skills is able to dominate. And next thing 10, 15 years from now, power slapping like becomes this thing that if you hear this fella's a power slapper, just like a one fucking touch of death right there, because like everything else is beautiful and very technical and you got to think about it. There's so much like, but like imagine somebody's just like all about the timing and one move right there, right there, fucking taking out people with like and he's called a slapper, and he's like the slapper assassin, dude. You just send out this guy and anybody you need taken care of, slap city, slap city, right there, dude, in the jugular, right there in the temple, right there, nights out. They just fucking, I'll do it, I'll give, but I can't take, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'm a giver. I'll like if somebody will pay me to just slap somebody and they want to voluntarily get slapped, all day, every day, but I don't want it to be reciprocated. So, and I don't think that's a thing, unless, people still may want to watch. Maybe somebody wants to get slapped, dude. Maybe for a lot of money, we'll split the bag. We'll get a bag and split it. Maybe the bag's big. I don't want to get hit. That's the only thing. I don't want you to be like, all right, fine, I won't hit you. And then the show's over. You're like, oh, I changed my mind. I can't do that. It's just too much. But yeah, man, next year, I think I will conquer Physical 100 North Korea. Just go in there with water in my system, bro. Just water and like fucking like chain smoking, but killing it. fucking North Korea 100, dude, coming at you. Right there. But things are evolving, things are changing as per usual. What have we been talking about today, fam? It's just you, me having fun. The UFC, man, the UFC. I'm looking forward to that one. This card is. I'm hard for this card, dude. Ladies, I'm hard for this card. You heard it here first. Nowhere else has anyone ever said I'm hard for this card. I've never been harder for any carder, you know? It's, this card is, because one particular fight, I'm not gonna lie, all the fights are exciting, but I'm talking Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Who's it gonna be? This one's actually, I honestly, it could be so close, but it could also be so far, because that's the thing with the UFCs, you never know. But I wonder who's gonna take it. There's a little bit of, Alex is a little bit slightly shorter, a little bit, but then again, is that an advantage? People have been talking, and I've been hearing, and I don't know much about it. They're like, can he go down? Does Alex get down? You know he gets down. The question is, are you willing to get up? Fucking, that's UFC's for you. That's the terminology. That's just jargon. If you're like, what does it mean to get down and get up, fam? You got to be in this game for like 14 years, min. Blood in, blood out, yo. Right there. With the jiu-jits coming at ya. Right there. Right there. Who's it gonna be? You know? Islam is a scary dude. You know? What's scary about Islam is that, you know, he's, you know, fellas with beards and no mustaches, not gonna lie, a little bit like, what's going on? If you're a little bit more, you know, slightly leaner, you know, then I'd be like, is it Amish? No, it's, you know, it's, I forget, did the Amish have the same thing going on with the beard with the no mustache? Like, what happened? Some say he was fighting a bear. Bear got his mustache, and ever since then, he's never lost any other fights besides the bear interaction. And even that's debatable, because the Russian judges did give him a 9.574, whilst giving the bear a 9.372. Close call, man. Close call. The bear was a mother bear. There were kid bear cubs watching the match. Islam, you know, put the mother in a headlock. Next thing you know, the bear queefs. There goes Islam's mustache. What's up? Oh, I'm gonna just dominate people from now on. And then that's the legend of the story, of the folklore. And then you got Alexander the Great, the greatest Alexander there ever was. Like, he's super great. He's really great. Were there great Alexes prior to? Sure, there were others who were doing different things, different focuses, different, you know, fucking like wielding swords and like running up like armies and shit, fucking 300 style, I think. You know, and a lot of like brotherly love. What have we been talking about? The point is, fam, that there's gonna be a guy with a missing mustache going up against a guy with a, you know, less lush overall beard, but nonetheless a full beard, and they're both fucking ready to just prove a point and take a name and give a name and take a name and put it all on the line. I'm talking pants, I'm talking shirts, put it on the line, because out here we're only wearing like trunks. And yeah, you better put your mouth gear in your mouth when you go and when you come to the fight in the octaring. Ding ding, there goes the bell. What time is it? It's time for 5 rounds of straight up blood sport. You ready? Oh, I brought all the bags of blood. Extra blood in my coach. Toss me a bag of blood. Just fucking drinking blood right before the game, dog. Dude, they should do that just to get them in the zone. But the point is, fam, it's going down. It's one of the exciting fights that I'm looking forward to. And I say all this with love and respect. If we should ever, you know, have encounters, don't be like this guy was like, I love all the different whatever you guys and gals do. Fucking right there, kicking butt, taking names, love it. You know, that's what I do, man. I watch people and I and I do my own sort of training. I just like fucking like, what is it? What are we gonna do today? 100 squatties, fucking like, And some say, should you be pushing yourself more? I'm like, nah. I'm all about maintenance, son. Maintenance, and not like, fucking maintenance. All about maintenance. What you know about maintenance? All about that, and like avoiding confrontation at all costs. But like maintenance, but it's like right there, ready to maintenance. Like, oh, maintenance. I'm there, baby. Maintaining. Good times, baby. Wherever you are, boys and girls, ladies and gents, I hope you're having fun out there. I hope that you're starting different things in your life, whatever you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. It'd be weird if I knew what you guys and gals were doing individually. It'd be weird, but that's neither here or there. And I promised myself, I'm like, whatever happens, don't ever go here or there. But then again, sometimes we do. We got to go in there, and we got to come in here as well. And we got to do things. We got to see things from different perspectives, different sides. Because at the end of the day, everybody's got a good thing to what have we been talking about? It's hearing each other out, essentially. Hearing each other out, talking to each other. I just big believer of that. Want to spread that if I may, because I'm all about listening and talking and hearing people. I like to listen from afar and be able to like come back with something, and so that we could like cook together, essentially. We're stewing, baby. We're stewing. What is going on in and around this beautiful planet, man? What is going on, ladies and gents? Time to segue. Time to segue real hard. Oh yeah, we're about to segue. You're like, segue hard. Segue fast for us. You want it to be fast, don't you? You want to get there, don't you? You want me to just be like, oh, we're about to, oh my God, we're about to what? Segue, tight. But what I'm just gonna do, what is it? What's going on here? It is slow segue time, baby, because sometimes you just gotta slow it down and rewind it, spin it. Just take your time with it. Build up intensity. What is happening? Building up intensity. Some of the most, it's very much like cooking a good meal. When to know when to turn on the heat, when to lower the heat. Making your lover have a good time. When to blow gently in her eyeballs because she likes it. And when to blow a little bit harder. When to, just lick your index finger and your pinky and go ahead and just give her one of these on the old eyebrows and be like, oh baby, you don't need makeup. What's up? That's love. Sometimes you gotta take it slow. What have we been talking about, ladies and gents? Boys and girls, we're talking about life. Talking about life, daddy. But I get excited. I watch people and it's like a little bit of it is vicarious living through, because that's what it is, man. Each and every one of us, as much as you can do this, that, and the other, but there's certain things that people specialize in, and I likes the physical activities. As a young man, being a physical activity male myself, I like to dabble in all sorts of sports. A sportsman, some said. Nobody really said it. I said it to myself. And it's exciting, man, because this weekend I believe it's the Super Bowl, and nobody knows more about do you want Super Bowl action information, sports talk with this guy right here? You want to talk sports Super Bowl Sunday? What do you know about the Super Bowl? Do you even know what a Super Bowl is, fam? You want to talk footy ball? You want to talk a little bit about tossing out and around of the old pigskin? I've been known to toss the pigskin myself. Loose pigskin, the kind we used to play. Ours was different, man. Ours wasn't easy to catch. Ours wasn't made into the shape of a ball, which looked like a ball that looks like a bullet, but like a two faced or two-headed bullet that has got good aerodynamics to it because of the shape it glides. Some say it's a matter of physics. It's not even about the strength of your arm. It's more about the hips and when to let go. But having said that, I myself we used to toss the loose old pigskin around right off the pig, dude. Because that's what we did. We were raw. We were emotional. We were in touch with our feelings. The men that were engaging in these activities, we were a bunch of, just pigskin thrown around, slipping and sliding on mud, breaking for tequila shots in between, talking about one day we should probably start wearing some pigskin on our heads as well whilst tossing this loose pigskin around. And the game evolved. It's not, it used to be rough and tough, man. We used to just like forget about the pigskin. Just leave the pigskin around for a second. Just put it down for a second. We used to just get in line, 2 lines of men's, and just butt heads, dude. Just fucking like until like somebody lost consciousness twice over. Under. Who you placing? Are you feeling lucky, fortunate? Do you feel like luck is perhaps on your side today, this weekend? Are you looking to put a little, are you looking for the action? You an action man? You an action lady? Want to get dressed up and go down somewhere further south than wherever you are already? Because it's always nice to go south wherever you are, even from like where you are. Like, let's just go downtown, or we're still going south. But let's say you want to go further down south. I know I do, but that's in the works, little by little, baby steps. The point is, you feel like putting a little something on the line. You're like, who should I go for? Me and my expertise of having tossed the old skin pig around, wearing cleats too. No cleats. We were so rough and tough. We used to just get raw, jagged, moldy, nails, and just stick it at the bottom of our heels. That's right. Just fucking right there. Oh yeah, it hurts, but it gives you grip. None of this soft, like, oh, I gotta have like cleats made of good materials, and the studs have got to be on the bottom of my shoes. Doggy, I'm talking straight up screws, jagged screws and nails, and just hammer it in the heel. Not this like soft stuff that you see here today. And we used to play in the nude mostly, because we weren't like padding. That came way further down the line in the footy ball business, in the pigskin throwing business. And I remember, man, the ref used to also be in the nude and just blowing his gun and whistle all at the same time, multiple times though, not like just once, just to put us on our toes, just to give us a little bit of edge. You never knew when a game was going to turn, it turned into a bloodbath several times, just because the ref got really into it. He's just, pow, 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 pow. Oh, it was a dark Friday, Sunday, because we play football on Sundays only. It's Friday football Sunday. It's fun Sunday night football, damn it. Yeah. But that's just me, man. When I'm not chasing NASCARs and drinking gasoline, I'm a football-loving son of a bitch. You know me. So this weekend it comes down to 2 great teams, close teams. The Philadelphia... What is the bird that basically conquers the atmosphere, weather? Is it the Philadelphia Sea Eagles? I don't think so, fam. Know your football. Is it the Philadelphia, Swan? I don't think so, fam. Although swans they're crazy. You don't know, but this is the Philadelphia. What is it? It's not the Hawks. You thought it was the Hawk, right? You're like, no, it's gotta be this, the Philadelphia Bald Eagles. Reg Eagles? Well, it used to be Bald Eagles back in my day, but now I think it's just Philadelphia Eagles. And what is the city of Philadelphia? City of brotherly love, sisterly love, right? I think the city that gave us Philadelphia cream cheese. And cream cheese is just basically when you're feeling lonely and you're like, man, I want to put some cream cheese on a nice little croissant and just eat it. And doesn't this sweeten, sweet and salty, delicious flavor, just kind of give you all the old endorphins that you'd be getting if you were maybe perhaps in a relationship of sorts. But take a bite of this croissant right there. It's filling. It'll give you energy. It's there for you when you need it. Nothing like a croissant to keep you warm at night when you come home from a late shift. What's up? But that's Philadelphia, man. What else did they give us? They gave us the cream cheese. They gave us brotherly and sisterly love. They gave us Eagles. They gave us football. And they gave us the movie Philadelphia, which means they gave us AIDS. That's right. If two people who invented AIDS or part of AIDS, hard knee deep in the game of AIDS games, Fauci and Philadelphia, and also Tom Hanks, I think had something to do with it too. And I'm not sure. Denzel was out there watching from the sidelines. First he's like, ick. But then he's like, nah, that's my dog. No, ick. I love you. Ooh. But I'm like, oh, don't touch me. But like, also, okay, it's okay. Bring it in. Touch me. But like, as long as you're not like in your oozing face, you know what I mean? As long as there's no pus, no fuss. Let's hug it out. If you're feeling pussy today, just stay home there. Stay home. But the point is, the AIDS games, man, those were fun days. You're it. You got AIDS. Who's got AIDS? Man, it was all the rave in the 80s. Everybody wanted to get extra AIDS. Who doesn't want extra AIDS, dude? I myself, if I could, I'm all about spreading. Everybody needs a little, like, it's not, I don't believe in pull yourself up, but put in an effort, but the bootstraps only get so tight on your own. I'm always about like, give back to the community, lift up together, uplift, grassroots, get low to the ground, listen to the ground. What is the ground telling you? It's telling you stuff, man. So it's like, that's Philadelphia. And on the other hand, you got the most extreme team, because that's what it is, man. I know my football. Only the best of the best make it to the top of the Super Bowl Sunday. I'm talking about Kansas City. I'm confident I know Kansas City. I know all about Kansas City. And who are they? They're not the Kansas City mayors, I'll tell you that. They're not the Kansas City, El Presidentes, I'll tell you that. Who are they then? Are they the Kansas City, Treasury? I don't think so. Are they the Kansas City Chief of Staff? Not even close. Kansas City Chiefs, no staff. Like, they got staff, right? But like, it's just the Kansas City Chiefs, fam. And you know what it is? Kansas City Chiefs. How originally the team was invented was Chiefs got together and they're like, we should start making our own team. What kind of Chiefs? All Chiefs from all different sides. Indigenous Chiefs came to Kansas City. They're like, football, this city, us, let's go. Police chiefs, fire chiefs, fire queefs. Those guys didn't make it. Had to put them aside. We're like, you different league of their own. Put them in a different league. Other chiefs of every sort of chief imaginable to man and woman, of course. They got together and they're like, what do we like? Chiefs. What else do we like? Football. What else do we like? Tossing around pigskin and chiefing around, man. And where this city's built on, I don't know. I'd love to visit Kansas. What did Kansas give us? Was Wicked Witch of the West, Kansas? Like, am I recollecting correctly? Maybe. So, we got like the whole Oz thing, Wizard of Oz, if I'm not mistaken. We're not in Kansas anymore. So we got Wizard of Oz, which was about like, a green witch, hot dude with nice green tits, and this young woman and her group of gang of friends, hooligans, really, I don't remember exactly what happened, but they killed this beautiful witch, if I'm not mistaken, and they stole her shoes. This thugs, really, bunch of gang of thugs, and still like, man, I was in love with that witch. She was, for me, what was it? It was again, the green skin, the darker green areolas, of course, with multiple strands of hair. Yup. Sweetie pie. But that's a long time ago, man. But that's Kansas City. I don't know too much about Kansas City. I just know more about the footballic history, if you will. And this Sunday it's going down, son. This Sunday I'm gonna put on my jerseys, if I had any. But I'm gonna paint my face and wash my face, and I will cheer on and off the pitch on the side. I liked throwing the old ball around, not gonna lie. If there was any two positions that I liked playing football, I never I don't want to touch and go in high school, more like touch and I'll peace, I'll see you later, go, nothing. But I do have good aim, which gives me satisfaction of tossing the old pigskin. If I see pigskin, I'll throw it, dude. If I'm in the grocery section, we're talking bacon, sometimes I'll just fucking just hit the manager in the face. I'm like, oh, think fast, loser. Pigskin activities going on, I'll just what's up? Because when I see pigskin, dude, I just fucking want to throw it. And maybe cook it and just oh, what are we having? It's a nice breakfast this morning. Bacon and eggs. But the point is that, it's going to be a tight game, man. It's going to be a tight game. Who's it going to be? If you followed like I did, you'd know. I'm not going to spoil it. Because it's going to be Philadelphia. Ha! Right there. Or is it going to be the city of the Kansas and the Chiefs? Who you think is going to win? I know who's going to win. Eagles, Chiefs. It's one of the two. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you, if I were to if I'm not, and I'm not, but if I were, and you're like, man, you want some action and we got to place a little something just to spice it up, who would you pick? I'd put it on both. And that way the house wins. Who's the house? We're not the house. It'd be nice to be the house, man. It'd be just nice to be the house for once. It'd be nice to be the house, but that's all I'm gonna give away because I don't want to be I don't want to be causing some sort of ripple effect, some sort of butterfly effect. The next thing you know, the Chiefs win or the Eagles win. That's why I won't pick sides. That's my whole thing. But we should never really pick sides unless it's sports. No more of this left shit. No more of that right shit. No more of this blue-red shit. Mix it up. Majority of people like having two things. 99% of people, when asked what kind of things would you like, they said a combination of things. So mix it up. We're just a bunch of purple people out here doing it, really, if you think about it. A little bit of red, a little bit of blues. A little bit of blues with the reds. The old conjoined twins of the old mixing, uniting the Crips and the Bloods. This is about us coming together as a unit. Together as humanity. Touching and going. All about touch and go, really. Having fun, ladies and gents. So this weekend, go ahead, chase a snake, pick up the snake and just whack the snake on a rock, and then take it to your family and present it to your family and be like, why don't we have a classic Sunday get together where we barbecue this snake on the old barbecue? And if you're gonna be tread lightly, but don't tread on me, but also go for a hike, go for a walk. You know what I mean? Good ideas on all sides. Why don't we just take the snake and just right there, whack it on a rock, barbecue it, decriminalize some drugs, watch some footy ball on the Sundays. I did hear about this. It got me excited. Fam. Here in Vancouver, not here, because we're in Toronto, Ontario right now, but in Vancouver, we've gone ahead and decriminalized a lot of drugs, and that is, for me, That is a good starting point. One of the many starting points that we need to be having amongst different starting points. Because I like, I don't go outside on my whatever. Like, I like my cigarettes, weed, and coffee. Those are like, every once in a while I'll have a drinky poo, nice. But besides that, I'm not like, I'm not a, those are my limits. And of course, like one day I have done mushrooms, I should say, you already know if you've been with me for some times. Other stuff I'm not really I'm not really like, I don't go seeking ever. I'm not a party drug sort of mentality kind of guy. I've never been that type of person, but overall, it doesn't even matter what you use it for. I'm really happy. It got me excited, and this is, I hope you can support. Here's the thing. I heard this, and it basically, I guess it's a little bit like, it comes from, if I'm not mistaken, it is a little bit more of like a liberal idea here, at least in Canada. It falls under but that's the thing. I like it, and I supports it, and I'm not, I've never associated with any. Oftentimes, man, I just feel like I don't belong in any particular group of like, I can't be like, because I have ideologies and thoughts that are a little bit, blue, a little bit red, mostly in the middle. But then when I hear a good idea, it doesn't matter which side it's on. If I hear a good idea on the right, I'd be like, that sounds good. If I hear a good idea on the left, I'd be like, that sounds good. We should support it and bring it together and mix in a little bit of purple. Not talking about lean, unless you're into it. Again, that's the whole thing about this movement. It's all about freedom of choice. But I hear lean can be like, I hear it can be fun, but I hear it can also like spiral down, like, it's crazy. Be careful out there if you're consuming things. I don't ever want to be hearing like, oh, it's all about balance. It's all about finding your balance. But I heard that and it got me excited, man. I think that's a positive move. So this weekend, if you're watching in Vancouver, man, and you're just like, I'm gonna get everything, and just like, be careful, because now apparently everything's like, but that's good, dude. I heard that, and it genuinely, like, it made me happy, because I know, like, it's fucking focus on, like, putting actual criminals out there who should be behind bars, creating granola bars, chewing bars, spitting bars, opening bars, closing bars, working the midday shift of the bar, and essentially contributing. What are we even talking about? How drugs and choice and freedom, and then, supporting ideas from each other if it sounds good, and supporting good ideas so that we make it better, not like, because I don't like to, I've never been the type to be like, I just like, I don't pick sides. I don't like, I don't feel like I belong to any. So I feel like, a lot of times in no man's land, ideologically, thoughts, but isn't that a little bit of all of us, most of us, so it's relatable in some sense, and I know that, there are a lot of us out there, a lot of people in the, a lot of purple people, a lot of people in the middle, a lot of people who are just like, man, it's just like find good ideas and supports it. And also, another great idea. I think recently, in Toronto somewhere, this is, I don't know what to think of this. You guys and gals, let me know what you think of this. A Toronto Catholic high school student was recently, and some time ago, if I'm not mistaken, last November, was suspended from his high school, and now he got apparently arrested, or he got suspended and arrested. His kid goes to high school. He's in Toronto, goes to a Catholic high school in Toronto, and he got suspended and arrested apparently for having the thought, having the idea, having the opinion or expression of only there being two genders. And he got suspended and arrested. And and that is, so it's all about picking, like, it's all about supporting what's like, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. And you're like, how does that make sense? Well, let me ask you this. Do you like, if you're into like cult mentality, if you're into like dogmatic thinking, if you're into, because we gotta like, it's for everyone. If you're into, just authoritative discourse and live in a world where it's like, man, this is this is if you like confinement, if you like conformity, and if you like if you enjoy some, like, if maybe you're a fan of like coercion and persuasion, to which I say there are plenty of countries out there who give coercion and persuasion, i.e. North Korea, i.e. the the Irans, the Saudi Arabias of the world. There's a certain like agenda, there's a certain doctrine, and if you follow the things that we say you follow it tight, you follow it nice, you get in line, you fall in line, you get with the mentality, or China, or maybe Russia, or other, but certain places, that's the thing. So maybe you like stuff like that, and because like that's just, it's very similar. Because that's what it is. This kid expressed himself. He's like, I believe, not being discriminating against anybody else, not being any, and as far as I know into this story, he just went out there. I think they were having a discussion in class whilst the other students were expressing themselves. The teacher was involved, expressing themselves. Everybody's coming around with ideas, and he's just expressing himself, not targeting anyone, not just saying what he thinks, and expressing himself. And they suspended him, and that is great. If you like censorship, if you are for hardcore conformity, if you don't like diversity, real diversity, you're like, man, I just want to see uniform thought. Everybody should believe what I believe, and everybody should practice what I practice the way I say, or you're excluded, man. You're out of here. Strike one, strike two, strike three, you're out of here. And that's just like basic football lingo for you on a Friday. You know what I'm talking about? So in Toronto, we do different things. In Canada, we do different things. I like supporting good ideas. When I hear a good idea, doesn't matter which side it's on. I'm like, that's a good idea. We should support it. And then when I hear like even better ideas, I'm like, we should double down and support it. And what is this message? This message is to young men and women who have differing opinions on all sorts of different subjects. You keep your little mouth shut and fall in line, and don't express yourself in any shape or form. And learning is a journey, one which you will find much easier if you were to simply go along with the indoctrination and the curriculum that is sometimes blindly spewed out there, just like, oh, what is happening? Because it's what it is that you got to support it, man. You got to support it, whatever it is. Don't ask questions, blindly support things. That's what I say sometimes, because I'm like, it's easy to follow when you have eyes, but let's say you don't have eyes, you're lacking vision, eyesight. Try following then. Not so easy, is it? Weird things happen in and around this beautiful planet. Good things, great things are constantly happening, and it's wild times out there, man. It's boys and girls. It's time to come together and help uplift one another together. And it doesn't mean that it's all about that balance, because at the end of the day, I genuinely love and respect everybody. And yeah, man, I just think I think we can have better ways of having discourse or discussions and hearing everybody out, and sometimes being open to learning to agree to disagree with each other. Sometimes we may just have differing opinions, and that's cool too, man. Or not, because I don't know what we're teaching. I don't even know what we're talking about. I don't even know what we're saying. What are we even doing here? You know what I mean, fam? What is going on? I think this kid got, maybe we should send him to jail. Maybe we should send everyone with differing opinions to jails and really make a statement. Maybe we will, with your help. Maybe You know what? Or we could just like, because it's easy to like have differing opinions, but like it's not so easy to have like a large populace all repeating the same thing. It's not easy to be a dictator, and my heart goes out to dictators, authoritarians out there. Do just trust these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like me, handful of individuals out there who are like supporting, saying, following a particular set of rhetoric, for whatevs reasons. It's hard on them too. It is hard on them too. So but I believe in Canada. I believe in all of us, and yeah, man, it's just like good times. Pick and choose from every side, and that's what sometimes sides got to come together. Like what really got me excited, just bringing it all back, because in the beginning you're like, didn't you talk about swinging and it's swinging Fridays? And you're damn right, it's fucking goddamn Friday, and it's swinging Fridays, baby. And I'm glad to see sometimes, people who are, you're like, oh, I didn't expect this person to be a swinger, but they are, dude. I'm talking about, it got me excited. I'm talking about Jill Biden, the first lady, going deep throat fucking like tongue action with like kissy with Kamala Harris's husband, Doug. Forget his last name, Doug. Let's just call him Doug. Let's just call him Jill and Doug. J coming for that D. You know what it is. It was beautiful. I think there was a speech sitch going down in the US. When the president, when the press goes out there and states statements about the union of sorts, not involved, don't know anything, don't even know what I'm talking about in this State of the Union addressing of the nations, I think. The people gathered in suits and ties and professional men and women out there and doing that, and sometimes just greet each other. And then the night before was really fun, and you just want to say thank you, and it's mutual, and it's like, no, thank you. And then that's when you go fucking like, right there, fucking, right there, fucking like, tasty, baby. And then you swap some gum, And swingers, like, I've never participated in any swinging. I don't know I don't know what's out there in the future for me. I honestly don't know. Will I go full fucking like, you never know. You never know. I might end up like fucking marriage, tight family, tight knit, or I might end up being like a swinger lifestyle. Who knows? In the realm of I don't know what the future holds. What I'm saying is, it goes down everywhere as much, and it goes up too. It goes up and down. I don't know. I'm not talking about stats or anything, but I'm just saying it does happen, and it's nice to see like wife swapping, crisscrossing, fucking having a little key party. You feel me, fam? Just getting invited to a nice little key party. Everybody put your keys in this bowl, in my giant bowl, and then come pick somebody else's keys. It's a fucking swing fest, baby. It's Swing City. It's a gathering of a bunch of breeze boys and breeze gals. You feel me, fam? That's a bunch of breeze boys and breeze gals getting together and be like, we're gonna have a breezy time. Those are ladies and gents, by the way, if you don't know what a breeze boy or a breeze gal is, that wear the pants that are a little bit higher on the ankle, just letting everybody know this ankle is tanned and ready to go for a swinging festival. Yeah! So, that's just some breeze boy and breeze gal activity. Yeah, every time Irie over here, we're gonna have a good time, yeah? Oh, fuck, dude, that's exciting to see, like, so, Jill Biden going with the vice president's husband. The next question in my mind, I'm like, is Joe low-key, need I say it, fam? Because what goes around comes around. This key swap party swings both ways. Hence them swinging terminologies and lingo, dude. Is Joe low-key? Is Kamala low-key Yo, or is the Presi and the Vice Presi? Because this is one of the first times. This is the first time, right, that we have a Presi and a Vice Presi who is a female and a male, and they might be banging behind the scenes after he's taken a whole bunch of blue poo. If he's taking blue poo, that's a new pill out there. I want to say blue chew, but it came out as blue poo. And I honestly don't know these like you know, people who are upper echelon, financially connected to this, that. I don't know. Maybe they might be taking blue poo. Maybe that's the blue chew for like the, you know, up there. And there's like levels to everything, dude. I'm saying at a certain level, fucking, you know, you might be taking blue, like it's blue poo like time. You know, that's what it is. Smurf poo. Fucking take this Smurf poo, dude. A little line of the, you know, devil's dandruff, a little bit of Smurf poo right there. That's like, and lean. That's like, they're partying hard, dude. So I'm excited to see that happen. I wonder if there's, again, the swappage between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I'd like to see more evidence. I don't want to draw any conclusions. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that'd be pretty lit. It's like, it's no different than, you know, I'm not like, I don't get like, as long as everybody's like consensually having fun, I'm not like, you know, it's like one of those things. It's more or less like slap fighting. I don't want it to be like where people are just doing things for the, like, you know, no, don't be just a follower. But if you're like, but if it makes sense for you, fucking, you know what I mean? Let's just cut some fruit up, have some fruits, you know, pass around a couple of fruits, refreshing fruits, so that we all get, you know, water, sugar in our blood system, in our, you know, and then let's get down. Like James Brown, baby. But that's exciting, man. So if it goes down, it might go down. Yo, the presidential swing campaign, the presidential swinging event. It's a presidential swinging gathering of the, oh man. And the Oval Office, fucking running trains in circles. Yo, it goes down, dude, in the White House. I bet you it goes down in the White House. Putting it out there, fam. I love y'all. Bring it in, and then bring it out. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend wherever you are. Sending you all love. I love you all. Thank you for being a part of my life and letting me be a part of yours. I'll be back here again on Monday, of course. Where can you find these videos? Once again, on Instagram, on YouTube. Subscribe so you get the full-length videos. And you're like, man, we want to see the show grow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you'd like to do that, head on down to patreon.com/RobSadri. Talk about it with your friends and family. Pass it around. And I'll see you guys back here again on Monday. Love y'all. Peace out.